Okay, good morning, everyone. So just to check, everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Let me. Okay, so here's my slides. And today I want to share the experience that we are facing in China, what we have done in China against the fighting with the coronavirus, and to use in the enable technologies, especially on a 5G. So as you know, that the, the China is the first country which are impacted by the coronavirus, and in the early of January this year. And at that time, so China actually is not really well prepared, and we don't know how the virus spread, and we don't know how to identify who is the infected person and how to make the treatment for them. So everybody is scared and trying to find the solution to solve the problems. So Huawei as the ICT, I mean the information technology and also communication technology providers. So we are working together with the telco operators in China. So the first priority for Huawei's responsibility is to maintain the telecom networks working well, to make everybody connected, and also to supporting the telecom operators how to utilize the latest technologies to enable the medical systems to accelerate how to fighting with the coronavirus. So no matter in which country, in China or in United States or in Australia, so actually the method is similar. So we need to tracing the potential infected person, and then we test them whether they are infected or not. And if they are infected, so how to diagnose their symptom and give the treatment. So no matter in which countries, it's something like this. But different countries have a different situations. We cannot blame any other countries who take the wrong method, because I think every government facing the big challenges during the outbreak. But so there were several factors, for example, the people's lifestyle and also the people's economic impact, and how to control the cost for fighting with the virus. And you don't have the unlimited resources, no matter the ICU bed, or you have the limited resources for doctors and nurses. So how to fully utilize these resources, and how to control the virus spreading, and how to control the risk. So each government need to think about it to find the most suitable way to keep the balance between those factors. And the technologies, the key benefit for the technologies is help the government to keep the balance between those conflicted factors, to reduce the risk, to reduce the cost, to improve the resources efficiency, and also reduce the impact for the people's lifestyle, and also reduce the impact for the economic. So for example, I just want to show several cases following to show what's the case that we have already done in China together with the telco operators, together with Huawei's partners, no matter in the application part, also in the devices part. So how to reduce the risk, and how to improve the efficiency of the doctors, nurses, and to even for the to diagnose and the test for the potential infected person. So here's the case in the China hospitals. So you can see we have the robots in a hospital, so to transport the staff between the doctors to the patient from different rooms to another room. Also can take the test the temperature for the people passing by. So that is quite useful in the hospital inside of the room. And actually, this is not a new technology which just invented during the outbreak. So this robot has already getting very popular in China in the hotel and in the restaurant before. So in the hotel, so people do some online shopping. So normally they can only deliver the goods which you purchase online to the concierge. But in the hotel, so the concierge just put you the products you have already bought. This robot and the robots can deliver the goods which you purchase to your room. And also in the restaurant, uh, so when you order the food, so actually the robots can deliver the food to that to your table, which is already quite mature robots in China. And the key technology rely on this one is because no matter in a hospital and in a hotel in a restaurant, so you need to have a very good indoor coverage, and the robots required a large uplink bandwidth. So they need to have at least 20 meg bps upload bandwidth, because they need to have a video to detect the surrounding areas, and which is mostly is very crowded. So to avoid any crash between the people with the robots and the robots between the robots. So this is the key challenge for implementing those robots. And we also have another applications, which is we saw systems in China, so which is a video conference. And so probably you can see, okay, the video conference is not a new technology, and also you have a lot of activities, for example, like Zoom, like this WebEx. It's the same. The color. The difference is to fast deploy temporary for example, in plant, so we have a very fast constructed hospitals, container hospitals in plant just building. So you need to deploy in a very short time. And also, when you have this video conference, it's not just like today. We have a very we just only provide the PPT, and we have a very low definition video. But for the doctor in the Beijing, in Shanghai, in Guangzhou, they stay in the different cities, but they want to have a meeting together to diagnose the one specified patients. So they need to upload the result of any testing, for example, the CT scan image, which is a gigabit. So you need to upload those pictures to the systems on time. So do not waste the time to uploading hundreds gigabits files. So you take minutes, take 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So that is the key issues. You need to really have a very fast connecting to upload the big files. So that is the faster implementation in the temporary areas, and also with the faster uploading capabilities. And then this is another user case for the self-driving vehicle. Huawei province. So suddenly we have 10,000 patients a day. So and China has thousands doctors and from different provinces to come to Hubei city. So that also creates a challenge for the logistics for doctors and because with 1,000 doctors and nurses, we also need to take breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the hospital, which is the infected area. So how to make sure the doctors and the nurses have a warm lunch and a dinner? That is also a challenge. If to, to distribute the lunch and the dinner with the free. So it also creates another problem to the doctor and nurse. Then we introduce this self-driving car from the restaurant, from the thing to the hospitals. So actually, this is also not a new innovation. So this self-driving car, which is already in the trial in the pilot stage for example, for Alibaba, for JD.com, they already trial this user case to them to distribute their online shopping goods, so which already in the trial stage. But right now, so I think which the outbreak accelerate the commercial utilize for these technologies. To compare this self-driving car with the robots in the hospital, the difference is the self-driving car is really on the road. It's not inside of the hospital or restaurant. This is on the road, so the car's speed should be keep the similar speed on the road. So then it's required the even higher uplink speed for the car, and also because the speed of the car, so the latency requirement is even higher, because if the latency is long, so it will cause the traffic problems. So I have showed the self-driving car, the robots inside of the hospitals, and so actually it's relevant to the robots. So how does it work? How does it work? So I just want to try to use a similar comparisons to let you make an easy understanding. So no matter it's a self-driving car or robots, so actually we are using the AI, the artificial intelligence. So what is AI? AI is just to make the similar simulations to the people, to the humans' intelligence. And what is the human intelligence? So actually, if you look at a person, so the person have eyes, have the ear to listen, to collect to watch, to collect the information. So which is which we put on the left side is we call it a sensor. We collect a lot of information by video, by audio, by sensor, which is collect the data. And then we need to analyze the data and to think about how to react. So this is on the right hand side is a cloud. It's a cloud which is a brain for the AI. And then we also, the people have the hands and have the legs to react. So which is we said is a remote control. So that is what we built the robots to collect the information by video, audio, and a sensor, and then send to the brain, which is the cloud. And after the calculations, then they give the order to the remote control to act to what the brain gave to them. But why we cannot put the brain into the vehicle, into the robot? Because right now the situation, the data is huge. The video which collected by the robots is too large, and if we build the brain inside of the robots, it will the size and the power consumption is too high, and the cost is too high. So we have to put the calculations capabilities into the cloud to reduce the power consumption, reduce the weight, and reduce the cost. So that's the reason why we have to put the brain into the cloud, but then it will create another problem. If the brain is in the remote areas, we need to set up a high-speed link between the eyes, the legs, the hands with the brain in a very long distance. So that's the reason why we need to have the 5G networks. The key benefit for the 5G networks is a high speed and a low latency. So that is a simple why we need 5G to utilize the robots, the AI functions. Okay, here is another case which just invented during the outbreak. So for example, we also need the robots to spray to make the hygiene for the infected areas without any human to in that risk areas, and also so the 5G is a fundamental infrastructures for all the industries, for all the areas which we for Huawei, we together with the China Mobile and the China Unicom, we make the 5G coverage in more than 30 hospitals in those areas, and we implement the 5G to enable the low latency and ultra fast networks. And so that's it. That is what we have done in outbreak in China. So then if we, I'm not sure you know the Chinese or not. So in China we call the crisis as a word Weiji. So the Weiji is two characters. So the first one is a danger. Wei is a danger, and the second character is a G, means opportunities. So in the philosophy of China, so we always believe that the crisis is a danger, it's dangerous, but also it will create opportunities. That is the philosophy of China. So we look at the histories. So for example, in a IT bubble in the United States, in the 2001 and 2002. So for sure that is a crisis for the IT industry. But before the crisis, so actually the US built plenty of the fiber to connect the city, to connect the building, to connect the home. So I think that is the fundamental, it's the foundation for the United States, which can be built up the Facebook, Amazon, and Google, and etc. So that is the foundation for the United States, the internet companies building up. And which we have a similar story in China when we have the global finance crisis. So China also facing the huge problems for the economic. And the operators, China Mobile, China Unicom, China Telecoms. So although at that time, we don't see any mature business case for 4G, but China just want to boost the economy, so they built the massive 4G networks. So at this moment, China have a 50% of the 4G BTS in the global market. So we have a seamless 4G coverage, no matter in the rural areas or in the city. So I think in the 2008, in the 2009, nobody believed that we have the user case for 4G, because at that time only people think, okay, what we can use for 4G is to download a movie even a little bit faster, or I just can make the 4G video call. So at that time only the people have to think about the user cases like this. But actually, after we have the seamless coverage for the 4G, it's driven a lot of demand for the online payment, for the e-commerce, for a lot of user case, so which put the Alibaba and the Tencent into a huge companies, online gaming, whatever. So I think that the network infrastructures to give the foundation for the Alibaba, Tencent, the JD, for a lot of Baidu, so they give the opportunities for those companies. So now we have the crisis for the coronavirus. For sure, that is the tragedy for everybody. But it is also forced the people stay at home. So we have the challenges, but it's also probably bring the new opportunities for the industry. For examples, so right now for the China, we're facing the depression for the economic. So right now the China decided to invest on those areas, which is 5G networks and artificial intelligence development and the big data center, and also in industry internet, which is relevant to my topics, and also with the inter and inner city railway systems, and with the new power grid with the high voltage transmission, and also with the charging station for the electricity car. So which is the China government decided to invest on those infrastructures to boost the economic against the outbreak of the coronavirus. So I think that is also bring the foundation for the next wave of the innovations based on the 5G, AI, and big data cloud. So that is the foundation for the China. So although at this moment we just show very prototype for the 5G, AI, and the cloud, which is robots and remote control for the car and some video conference. But I'm pretty sure that probably after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, there is more and more user case for the different industry. So which we can show that after the coronavirus, what will coming for the next step. So for examples, the Chinese people are forced to stay at home for almost 2 months. So the people have to get connected by the internet, to got the entertainment, got the educations online. So and now so the AR and the VR functions are booming. So because previously, so the VR is quite a minority demand for the people. So only the people are really addicted on the online gaming, so they will buy the VR at home. But now the VR and AR is getting more mature. The device is getting cheaper, and the weight is getting smaller, and especially the latency getting shorter. So the people will not feel really dizzy with the VR glasses. So make the VR more mature for the commercial use. And it's not only for the entertainment. The education system is already deploying some courses for the VR, and in China, which is already getting much mature for the real estates. Because the people have to stay at home. So if they are not satisfied with the home, if the home is too small, so they want to buy a bigger apartment or the bigger house, but how to visit the house or the apartment. So then the agency to already deploy systems with a VR. So if you stay at home with the VR glasses, you can already to checking the apartment or the house that you want to buy with the full degree. So you just assume you already in the dining room, in the living room, in the kitchen to check what the apartment you want to buy. So which is already deployed in China, and I'm pretty sure that the VR and the AR will have a more user case in not only in the education in the entertainment, but also in the vertical industries. And this is for the media industry. So right now, if you want to make a live broadcasting, high definition broadcasting, so you need to utilize the satellite. So you need to have a vehicle with a satellite, and which cost high, and also the camera, you have to have the fixed position. You cannot move in a different angle. But right now with the 5G, so the broadcaster can just have a backpack, so they can go anywhere. They can make the broadcast live with a 4K ultra high definitions. So that is which we already implement in the China TV channels. So here is another case for the public transportations. I don't want to explain too much in details. It's just similar like the self-driving car with a video cameras, with the sensors, so you can make the bus more secure and smart. So the next pages is for the public safeties. So normally we're using the video surveillance, which is I think it's a controversial topics in the different countries, but for the video surveillance is quite useful for the public safeties to reduce the human resources on the police, and also to faster to identify the potential risk. But if you want to deploy the video surveillance cameras, you have the headache how to make the backhaul, how to transport the video content into the data center. So right now with the 5G, so you can simply solve the problem for the backhauling. And also because the 5G is a wireless networks, so you can also not only the fixed position for the camera, you can also have the mobile cameras, which is driven by the drone, also by the VR glasses by the police officers, so which can identify the potential risk, and can reduce the cost for the police, and yeah, that is a lot of benefit to reduce the crime rates. So that is come to my conclusion. So right now in China we have a very successful case to implement the 5G technologies to against the outbreak of the coronavirus, to reduce the cost, to reduce the risk, and to improve the efficiencies of the resources, no matter for the equipment, also the efficiency for the doctors. And for the next wave of the China, we will invest on the 5G networks, AI, and a bigger data center. So that means that in China we have a full ecosystems, no matter for the devices, for the networks, for the applications, and for the artificial intelligence training. So I fully believe China will lead this wave, and we will have the full ecosystem in China. And if the countries, no matter in the Europe, in Middle East, in Asia, or in Australia, so you need to introduce not only the 5G networks, but also introduce the full ecosystems to make sure that the 5G can really help the industry, no matter in the medical or in the manufacturing, in the entertainment or educations. So that is crucial. The earlier you deploy the networks, the early benefit you can get. And for sure that we are living in the Australia, which is have a very special case, that you have a very sensitive on the cyber securities. So I have to mention that. So I hope that the authority from the Australian government, if you want to implement the 5G networks as soon as possible, look at the cybersecurity issues, and we are open to talk. yeah, that's all for my presentations.
Thank you very much, Hudson. It
That
was
is, yeah, and I'm waiting for answer the questions.
Thanks a lot, Hudson. It was a really great speech. If you have any questions, you can unmute your microphones and talk to Hudson to discuss about it, or you can type your question in the chat window and he will be happy to answer. So I have one question, first of all. What role Huawei can play within Australia in this pandemic situation on immediate basis? So what do you think what Huawei can do right now?
I think right now for Huawei, because we cannot implement 5G at this moment, so as the first page when I mentioned that no matter in China or in Australia or in other countries, we are the incumbent suppliers for the